What's up, tennis fans? CB Picks here. We're going to go through the day four recap and picks for the Bucharest Open. We had a few wild upsets today. Let's get started. And here's a look at Diallo's half of the draw. And I guess no longer Diallo's half of the draw because Molcan able to upset him in straight sets today. And that match definitely showed us that Diallo's a long way away from being a clay court player. Let's talk a little bit about that match. It looked like at the beginning the Diallo power was going to be too much for Molcan, but Molcan with his heavy spin was able to get a lot of the Diallo shots back. He started to get comfortable seeing those shots. Wasn't overwhelmed by the power of Diallo, and obviously on the clay being able to absorb a lot of those shots. And that was something that we talked about in the match breakdown, was how Diallo was going to vary his game, because just playing hardcore tennis on a clay court is not going to be a successful pattern for one, winning clay court matches consistently, but two, beating clay court specialists like Molcan. Molcan's heavy spin forehand was extremely effective today. The one issue I took with Diallo's strategy was going cross court to the Molcan forehand. I didn't really understand that. I know, like, I think on the hardcore normally he would be able to overwhelm him with his cross court, but here it's not gonna happen. So I was a little concerned why he didn't make any bit of an adjustment, either going up the middle or trying to change directions. I mean, we're talking like 4 or 5 straight cross courts to that Molcan forehand, and every time Diallo was able to go out to the Molcan backhand, he was able to get on the offense. So just a lot of questions there with what Diallo's plan was there, and there weren't really many adjustments made either. The one positive thing I will say about Diallo is he wasn't really getting down on himself, even like being down a set, being down a break. I liked that he was trying to hold himself together, I guess, in like being a little bit more mature. And that's something that you're going to need as you go further into these tournaments, especially when you're the number one seed, because you're going to be getting everyone's best punch. But tough day for Diallo today. He loses 6-2, 6-2. Molcan advances to play Mariano Navone, who beat Moeller. And honestly, guys, like, Diallo should put this match on, because this was a clay court masterclass from Navone. Just a lot of great cross courts. Navone really exercising his patience against the Moeller game. He knew that either Moeller was going to pull the trigger too soon, or he was going to have like a cop-out drop shot, and Navone was just tracking everything down. And if the rally did go a little bit too long, Navone was able to change the directions or hit his own drop shots. It was just really extraordinary tennis from Navone. He's going to be a tough out here. Let's take a look at these two guys. No head-to-head from them. But we do have Molcan, who now advances to 6-1 on the clay. Navone, who is 4-3. And we talk about, Molcan in 2025 was 38-10 on the clay, and Navone was 30-16 on the clay. I think Navone is going to be a little bit higher class of a clay court specialist than Molcan is. I do think this might be a tough matchup. You have that Molcan spin going into Navone, but I think Navone is just going to be able to take the ball early and really do whatever he wants. Again, I thought the patience that he showed today really just shows you kind of what an experienced clay court player he was. The comfort that he had there, even going up against some of the hard hitting of Moeller. So if I'm gonna pick this match, guys, I gotta go with Navone. Despite Moeller's now had this would be his 5th match here. He's only dropped 1 set so far, but I'm gonna go with Navone here. I think he wins in straight sets. Next match, we have Dzumhur taking on Bodig van de Zandschulp. And the Van de Zandschulp match, I wasn't able to get eyes on. I believe this was on one of the non-streamed courts. Nice win for him over Shevchenko. I will say the first set was a lot of back and forth, just like you can look at the scores. A lot of chances to break. Shevchenko just not doing that great on his serve. So that is something that we're going to have to keep an eye out for as he moves on to the clay. It doesn't look like he was having a lot of success there. Zandschulp was basically knocking on the door every single serve. Shevchenko feeling the pressure, having to break back every time. And finally, I think he gave up 3 breaks in the first set, and that just basically did him in 7-5. And then Zandschulp able to hold his serve and be a little bit more consistent on his service games and putting the pressure all on Shevchenko, who gave up that set 6-1. Now, the Dzumhur-Borges match we were actually able to see, and this was really interesting, and I got to give credit to Dzumhur for getting through this match because, it really felt like Borges was going to take it over. So Dzumhur went out 4-1, and that's the best start that you want. We talked about how I think this is Borges' first match on the clay, and Dzumhur just able to blitz him 4-1 early in the first. And then everything started to turn a little bit, and Borges was able to fight back and get it to 4-all. And you could see Dzumhur kind of looking at his box, starting to get a little bit angered and bothered with him. We talked about how Dzumhur's kind of his worst enemy on the clay, and Borges was just hitting phenomenally. Lots of drop shots, lots of winners down the line. So just nice, clean tennis from him, and it was what we kind of expected. Dzumhur able to find a little bit more of a higher level game, using his spin, staying consistent, and then throwing out a lot of mixed drop shots here to just put Borges out of position and keep him on his toes a lot of the time. So Dzumhur able to get through that first set 7-6, and Dzumhur breaks on a really tough game in the middle of the set to hold and go into a 6-4 win. So really nice win for Dzumhur. I mean, I got to give him credit because he showed a lot of mental toughness taking care of this match in straight sets. I mean, that match could have gone awry very fast, especially in the first set. And, tough for Borges, obviously, first match on the clay to get out there. But good win for Dzumhur. Now, looking at the head-to-head here for these guys, they've only played once, and it was in 2021 in Acapulco. It was a 6-5 retirement by Dzumhur, giving Zandschulp the win. So I don't think there's really much we can weigh there. Zandschulp is 2-0 on the clay with these 2 wins over Maestrelli, over Shevchenko, and Dzumhur is 3-2 now on the clay with the wins over Gianu, the Romanian player who gave him a hard time last year, and over Borges in straight sets. So I'm leaning towards Dzumhur here, guys. I feel like he's the clay quarter. I feel like he's going to give Zandschulp a lot more trouble than Shevchenko was. Shevchenko, we talked about, is not a clay quarter. Dzumhur, I think, kind of has found some consistency here, and especially going down and fighting back in that first set, that's got to give you some confidence going forward here. So I'm going to go with Dzumhur to win this match in 3 tough sets. I think it's going to be 3 sets no matter what, but give me Dzumhur in 3. Here's a look at Diallo's half the draw with our picks for the semifinals already. I can't believe we're already at the semi stage now. I really like Navone to advance and get to the finals here. I think of all the 3 matches that I watched, he was the most impressive clay quarter. It looked like he had a lot of comfort on this surface. Dzumhur, probably second place for me. And then Zandschulp I wasn't able to watch, so we'll see how he looks against Dzumhur. But I think Navone's got this. I think he's going to advance to the finals and maybe have a chance to win a clay court title here in Bucharest. But we'll have to wait and see. Look at Mannarino's half of the draw, and we made these picks. We broke them down yesterday in our day 3 recap and picks. But let's just go through them pretty quickly here. First matchup is going to be Sakellaridis against Maroszan, and I talked to you guys about how Maroszan's on my no-pick list. I really just do not want to pick this guy, but when he's playing a guy that's outside the top, 300, 400, I feel like I got to pick him. He's the 3 seed. He should come in, and he should be pretty confident here. So I'm going to go with Maroszan in advance. Something tells me that he's going to make this match a little bit more complicated than it should be. So just be careful if you're picking him there. Next match is Mannarino against Merida, and I really like Merida to pull the upset here over the 2-seeded Mannarino. Mannarino, not a great clay quarter. Merida loves the clay, moves really well on it, is just like a very strong clay court player. I am a little bit hesitant, though, considering that he's come out of qualifying, and he just played a very tough 3-hour match against Virtanen, so be aware of that. If this does go 3 sets, we got to see how the health of Merida and the legs of Merida are against Mannarino. We know Mannarino doesn't give you a lot of pace, so it's going to be Merida trying to like generate that pace with his legs. Next match is Baez playing Droguet, and this will be a really exciting match to watch. I think Baez is a decent clay quarter, pretty good clay quarter. He does prefer the clay. He's had some good results on the hard courts as well, though. Droguet is more of a indoor hardcore player. He has a little bit of a bigger game, but Droguet able to get through Bautista Agut in a very weird, lopsided affair, and I think Baez will be able to take care of him. I always tend to favor, like in matches like this, I always tend to favor the guy that has a little bit more of that clay court prowess, a little bit more of that clay court experience. Droguet is going to hit his shots, though, so we'll have to see if he's able to connect with some of those shots. It might give Baez some problems, but I'm going to pick Baez to advance in this match. And the final match we have is, this one is on court 1. This is probably the non-streamed one, which is a little bit unfortunate, and I really hope that Prizmic is able to advance here. Is Altmaier against Prizmic, and I picked Prizmic to advance. I really like the way that he's playing. I do question the endurance of Altmaier, if he's going to be able to kind of give it his all. That he's coming off a challenger that he played on Sunday, so a little bit tricky for him. Able to get through Martinez 6-1, 6-4, but Martinez not playing that great of tennis. Prizmic is going to be a much tougher challenge for him. I think this is going to be a 3-setter, and I see Prizmic winning this one. But let me know what you guys think. Post your picks in the comments. Here's a look at our round of 16 records so far. Not off to a great start. Hopefully we can bounce back. Looking at 1-3 right now. Hopefully a better day tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share your picks in the comments. Share the video. We will have another video out for the Marrakesh Open recap and the Houston Open recap. Looking forward to it. I'll see you guys in the next video.